Hello guys and welcome to another episode of In Hindsight. This is gonna be episode 5, game 1 against Obey Alliance, and we're playing some Amaterasu. So yeah, it should be a bit of an interesting one. We're definitely gonna lose pressure during this game. They have like Athena and Ram, which is super high pressure. So we're just going for a really greedy build again. I'm gonna upgrade my shell this time around though. Not to fight in lane this time, but more so to be able to fight around mid, right? And that's basically because Freya and Erlang, basic attacks, block attacks are going to do really good against them, the Ram as well. So that's the thought process behind that. We're going to go Guardian's Blessing and did Health Chalice. So I think the play we should be looking to make right here is we should probably start on the purple buff if we can. We can't really rotate main aggro. There's not a lot of options other than that. They're gonna try and push really fast, and then probably Raffers gonna try and steal the purple buff. But we should be able to out secure with the new buff free. So let's see how this is gonna go. Right here, we're just checking out mid, making sure that Obey are not doing any weird invades like they did against Rival. So scouting out for that more than anything. You can see me here. I'm just scouting, making sure no one is around. We know they have a ward there. They grouped up and warded, so we're chilling. So if you're new to In Hindsight, by the way, this is the series where I go back and commentate my SPL games from my perspective. I'll look at what I did right, what I did wrong, what I could improve on, and I'll try and explain to you guys why I did it. It's a bit like over-explained, but just not live, and like as I'm not playing at the same time I'm doing this, but I'm explaining it like in hindsight. So that's why it's called that. So right here we're playing up. We're looking for a bit of poke. Also, I'm sorry. Athena dashes in. We're just taking poke. Alright, so the reason why we're playing so far up, right, is because if we don't play up right here, that means that Rama can start hitting the wave here, and then they'll definitely like get to invade our pink buff in time. Like we won't be able to do it. But if by standing up here, that means Rama gets to hit the wave like 2 seconds later, and that means we'll get 2 more seconds to actually do the buff. So just a little thing, so you guys can see right here. They're gonna have cleared the wave here by 35 seconds, and look right here, like the buff actually gets super low, and if they would have been here 2 seconds earlier, they could have stolen that buff. So that's kind of why you gotta play up there. They're gonna go for the red invade. That's fine with us. We're just chilling, coasting. And again, I'm gonna try and use a bit more fast forward in some of these scenarios where not a lot of this is happening, so we can actually go more in depth on what's going right, I suppose. So they go for the classic play. They go for the red buff into the purple buff, so they're gonna get both their buffs. They will probably lose a few minutes worth of gold here. So right here we actually think they're going for the mid camp, so we're gonna go for a gank, but it ends like they're gonna go for red buff. So instead we're just gonna grab the mid camp while adapting, and I'm gonna keep farming mid. And right now we're like, okay, we might as well grab the oracles, because why wouldn't we grab oracles right now? Like it's a pretty weird spot to be in, because we're getting zoned. I guess Athena went and soloed their back camps, which is pretty smart by her, so she's trying to get a lead from that. But if we go back to lane, right, like we're still gonna get zoned. We are gonna get more XP from the oracles than we are by just running straight to lane. Also, we're denying them that farm, so it's not a bad choice at all. This lane is going far better than I would have expected it to go. We're still a bit behind, obviously, but that's how it goes when you pick new ADC. So again, our game plan this game should just be to like try and really survive the early game, because our late game is a lot better with the new with the Changa, with Amaterasu as well. We have a sick late game. So I'm just gonna take some poke here, pop my last chalice, and more coasting. So the next objective for Bay is going to be to try and invade the purple buff. Right here it's actually pretty unfortunate that Raph doesn't get stunned in tower. We're looking for some poke right here. That's like super close, honestly, to like him getting stuck in the tower, and I decided to dash in there just to poke a bit more. And now because we actually got this poke on them, that means they can't really invade our purple buff. It's gonna be a lot harder for them because they're the bigger risk of doing it, since they're losing so much health. You can see, I think Rafa went for a lot of health potion and potions in general. Right here we're just trying to block the way in for them. See, they're still not going for it, and hopefully soon enough our team can rotate over and help us get the buff, but instead we're getting main X blue, which is also just fine. We just want to make sure that we don't lose red. So right now there's no way to contest. We're completely out of mana, out of health, so they're gonna go ahead and get a purple buff. We're gonna make sure we get a timer on it, like approximate for when the next buff spawns, and this is kind of how it goes. We just realized, well, there's nothing to do. Why even go there? At least we didn't lose a red buff. We only lost one buff. Maniac's getting his blue. That's kind of the lane we want to focus on. So more coasting in lane here. You can see we're just trying to get zone. So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to play up every time a minion dies, so I make sure I don't lose the minion. And I think I missed that minion, but that's the only one. Luckily the wave is kind of pushing in our favor, so I won't lose too much. Emilita's getting kind of screwed though, so he's just gonna end up backing here, which is not that bad. Like, he would have lost those minions anyway, so that time he could have spent like just watching minions die. He decides to back, probably get like boots 2 or something. Yeah, so it's okay. Me myself right here, I really want like 1600 gold or 1550 gold so I can get my reinforced, but nope. Instead, Athena's gonna try and push in. I do realize though that Atraxa is going for the purple buff. This could have been slightly risky if he was around for sniping, which is why I kind of dislike that play. But nah, you can see me like kind of hesitating with backing right here, because I'm like, okay, I need like 250 more gold, and then I'll actually be able to do something. But getting a bit greedy right here, this could definitely be bad. I feel like right here I should have gotten punished. I definitely should have died. I'm not really gonna survive a taunt here, I think. I mean, tries to beat. I think that's on the right beat, just to make sure he doesn't get poked out too much. He'll have his ult up in a second. This is actually super rough for me right now, because I get called over to defend the blue buff, which means I won't be able to get full boots. So I'll get 2 wards, get my boots too, and just chill. So again, the best thing we can do right now is to try and defend our buffs. If I hit 5, that is. And then we should try and get mid-camp control, although we don't really want to fight them. I think we could fight them in the 3v3 scenario in mid, but that's kind of it, right? Like, besides that, there's not really a way we can fight them. So Athena goes for the purple buff invade. I actually believe she's gonna get away with it. And you can see we turn a buck ult over to the Athena, but she's gonna be able to ult on out of there in a second. She's gonna ult out, and she is barely gonna survive right there. She gets out and she gets the purple buff, so it's a big win for IRF, a big win for Obey, where you can see we're slowly falling behind here from the start, which is kind of how it's meant to go, but maybe a bit more than we'd like. I'm a bit out of position here. Erlang doesn't go in, he goes for back camps, and I just decide to follow him, because like maybe I can do something here so he can't get it, but Erlang damage, kind of crazy. Try and silence out his thing, but won't quite get there. This is really unfortunate, because he's so fast, Erlang, right? And I don't have boots right here, so I'm barely gonna miss my ult. And that's like one of them things, right? Like, there was like such an on the edge play where if I hit the first ult and the second one, that is a kill right there in the Erlang, because adapting was around as well. So I'm just gonna decide to go for it. This shows that it's unfortunate I didn't have my boots, because I even have 2 points in my speed, or so I believe I'm at like what 10% movement speed, right? So just super unfortunate. Turk is a bit too fast right there. I believe the speed boost, the 9% from killing the buff camps got him out. I like maxing my 1 in competitive games, especially because there's a lot less fighting, it's a lot more cold-bladed. And let's see right here, so I actually get kind of caught out of position. I pop my shell right here, and then right here, this is the important part. I swap stance, so I regain the health, which means I won't die. So I managed to max up the ability real fast and swap over, which means I get the sustain, that means I don't die. I'm gonna stay right here for the wave, because I'm like, why not? Back out. You can see Bay has really good wards right now. Athena's is looking for a back cap. As you can see, oh, that's not up. Kind of unfortunate timing, but she didn't get that. So I'm gonna get my reinforced coast on out there. But I like maxing the 1 in competitive, just because it gives me health sustain, a lot of movement speed, faster rotations. You don't fight as much, so you don't really need the damage from the 2. Also in competitive, your team is like the ones that need to do the damage, right? You're just like more of setup. So I think it's really good to max the 1. You're gonna see me like use it quite well here to sustain up. So again, our objective right now is just to try and defend our buffs, see if we can get some neutral farm. We are not too far behind right now, considering at all. Like, we're only 500 gold behind, which is definitely good for us, considering how much early pressure they have. So get a ward on the red buff right there. Just make sure we don't get caught out of position again, because we actually don't have shell to save us the time. However, reinforced boots might just save us. So we just do more coasting now. We're gonna go ahead and grab our red buff. We hit him on the mid camp, but since adapting's not around, we can't really get that. I heard the Erlang uses Mink here, but they're just gonna grab the Oracle's 4-man rotation for that. So we're losing a bit of neutral farm, which actually means you can see they're getting a way bigger lead now, because they're getting the mid camps and they're getting the Oracles and we aren't getting them. So we really need to try and regain control without trying like forcing fights, because won't really be winning fights unless we fight in mid. If we fight in mid, we can win the 3v3 because we have new ult as well. But really don't want to fight around side lanes unless it's like a 1v1 scenario where Chernobog can ult over. Or like we just want to like get this to late game, and if we can get a 3v3 fight, that's fine. We can definitely go for it, but Obey are playing really well around it. They're making sure that the Sobek and the Rama is always kind of around, which makes the fight like unfavorable for us, definitely. I see Freya here, I'm just kind of zoning her out. I know she has a D-ward here, so I'm gonna place a ward demon in jungle, actually get the backhand time as well off that. So we can just kind of keep track so Kid can maybe get a few invades off. But Obey is one of these teams that really likes their invades. They really like to invade back camps like Rafa and Twig. That's just very like their playstyle. Being deep in your jungle, trying to kite you around, and then the rest of the team does something while you're getting kited around. So yeah. Rafa's gonna go ahead and go Empress Armor. Not Empress, go on the Thieves. Definitely a good idea. Considering how how ahead he's gonna get from the start. Maniac gets a double ulted and right, and he's gonna die. Chernobog ult as well comes out, but we barely can't get a pick right here. New ult hasn't been used yet though, but that's just unfortunate. Didn't really have good enough wards on the side, I guess. Maniac got caught out of position, and that's actually gonna give the first blood to Obey. They're gonna extend the lead by quite a bit. You guys can see how big the first blood actually is right here. They got like 800 gold or something for that with the assist bonus as well. Probably more like 500, but you can definitely see it. Kind of hurts. I'm gonna go Oni Hunter Scarps here. Again, I really love Onis on those kind of like you need to frontline characters, and the enemy team's gonna try and blow you up because it gives you that mitigation. It's super cheap. It gets the MP5 that reinforced creeps doesn't give you. And again, here I'm just holding away for Yaman. I really want to make sure again carries get as far ahead as possible. That's kind of your goal. So he's going mid here. Grab the wave. And then the mitigation and the stats on Onis are really, really strong. So I really like the item, especially if we got reinforced already, it's really good. I think we use new ult right here because we're a bit scared there in Gold Fury. Actually no, that's because we went for the kill and right, but we're barely not going to get the kill. Freya's going to move me, and right here you can see, not really take any damage. Take some damage now, but then I swap a Warren. Because I've put points in my one, you'll see how fast I'll be able to actually heal up the poke damage right here. So I'm trying to back now because I realize I have enough gold for Oni's Hunters, and I kind of want to get that back in. But it's a bit risky backing right now because everyone is just backing right now. We're only really 2 people around Gold Fury, so they could definitely go for that. So we realize neutral farm is coming up, and this is a bit risky for us right now, right? Because we're not really around here to do anything. They're gonna get one of them, we get one. That's not the worst scenario for us. Kinda get rooted, I'm just gonna dash out. It's a bit scary if they're gonna do gold, but I'm gonna say, okay, I can back out. We see them on the mid camps, there's nothing to fear right now. Gonna back, get my Onis, and just fly out there. So next objective is probably just like mid camps. You see EmilZy is gonna get ganked right here, but he's gonna be A-okay. Nuwa is very safe. At least to Nafina, that is. So I'm looking right here, I'm like kinda looking for an ult, but I realize I'm alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and dash on out of there. And then when Erlag roots me, I'm gonna pop my 2 just for the damage mitigation in case they're gonna go on me and play up here. Right here I'm actually looking for an ult on Freya, but she's just very fast, so I won't be able to catch her. Crazy how fast she is actually, Freya. Compared to like, I have like 37% movement speed right now, if I can actually calculate correctly. 43%, sorry, 43% movement speed. That's kind of crazy. I'm just watching gold again. This the sad duty of a support player. You just get to stand there and watch gold while nothing is happening because your team is farming. You don't have a ward on it. Mid camps are coming up. I think we should definitely have the timer here. If we don't, that's just bad boss. I see the mid camp spawned. I hear Phenol right here, so I instantly say they're on gold, they're on gold, they're on gold. But actually they're not on gold. They just Phenoled it in. So we do the new world just to make sure they're not on the gold, so we can kind of get a good idea for that. So we trade a global ult for global ult. However, this is kind of bad because EmilZy just got his speeds forced out, as you guys can see in duo before, and now he doesn't have ult. So that means right now they have an 80-second timer, where they're definitely gonna try and go for Gold Fury. So you see Obey realizes that, okay, no beats, no new ult, we can definitely look for a fight right here. You see Rafa is still 12 as well, I'm not, so he tried to taunt me here and poke me out. Their goal is definitely gonna be to try and blow me up in this fight. So big rotates over. We don't really have good ward vision around this. They pull it when the enemy team pulls objectives and you're in comms. What you want to make sure is you call out the health, whether that's like saying 50%, 40%, or saying 6k, 5k, like how much health it has. That's really important. So I get poked out right here. I'm gonna find a way to dash out, and I'm just gonna heal up right here. You see how much the healing is doing right here? It's actually quite a lot. I get Erlang taunted in, then I get Sobek pulled again. I'm gonna go ahead and decide and go for an ult right here. Hit Sobek, and then we're gonna run on out of there, try and speed our Maniac out, and take the poke. Use the 2 for damage mitigation. Maniac gets a huge ult. And just look at how much I'm healing over the course of this fight right here. And right here I just really overstep my limits. I'm gonna get Athena taunted, and I'm literally just gonna get blown up. And the fight continues. You can see this is kinda unfavorable for us right now. And they're just gonna run on down there with Rama snipes. There's not really a way we can survive this. How luckily they didn't realize Maniac was there, so they can't get FG of this, but they will be able to get the Gold Fury. Just like them really having a lead right here kind of won them the fight, us not having the damage really to put into any of them, definitely made the difference for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Sovereignty next. Definitely need some physical defense, so that's it. Right now we're like, okay, usually after someone gets gold you want to look for PK. Obey is definitely also greedy farming here, so it could have been a possibility. Renewal just to make sure they're not on gold or fire or something. So I think maybe more than anything EmilZy will just wanted his wave there. Grab the mids, and next objective should be the portal demon, so definitely interested to see how that goes. And this right here is, I think this is the time where Obey is actually going to lose the game. Captain Twig, remember, he just used beads, he has no beads, he's going to get caught out of position. I'm just going to use my ult just to make sure we get the kill, and we get the kill onto Erlang Sheng. I probably didn't need to use my ult, just going to give him a little laugh, because you know, he probably knows that could have lost him the game. So we keep going, get the pick there. And like, okay, what can we do with this? Erlang Sheng is dead for 25 seconds. Well, I think if anything, we should just farm. Possibly we could look for a portal demon, and we're gonna see EmilZy is gonna be able to rotate over here. And Yam and I are gonna go and start the portal demon. We have a power play right now, and we really want to try and utilize that. So Sobek dashes in right here, so we're gonna go ahead and try and poke out to Sobek. We heard him just dash. Just poke him out more. He gets really low. Unfortunately, he barely gets out. Adapting goes on Freya, gets the Freya beats, and because I need to rotate here and Nate decided to push, that means we have a 3v5 scenario right now, actually 2v5, and we're gonna be able to get the Pole Demon. I'm just zoning right here. Athena's gonna look for the steal. We should be able to out-secure though. Maybe actually get the Pole Demon. And we're gonna back on out of here right now. We just wanna get out. We got the objective, and it's just important that no one gets picked right now, so they can't like counter push or something. And you guys can see the game kind of evens out a bit. Nice taunt by adapting, making sure that they can't run us down too fast. And right now this actually gets really weird for them, because they get caught in a super bad spot. I rolled up right here. They're super grouped up. They're definitely in a choke point, and we're gonna get a big ult off right here. Go on the Erlang. Erlang dashes. That's his ult. So we're gonna try and get a good chill off. And you see Rama actually dashes here, so we just call Ram, kill the Rama. We get the Rama kill, then swap on to the Athena. Maniac dies meanwhile, but we still get 3 kills for it. And we're kind of gonna chase right here. And this isn't a good chase, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna create focus onto us, while Yaman is gonna go and push mid. And they actually decide to go and push right here, if I remember correctly. So they go right. We just... Yaman is pushing down mid here, so we're actually getting a tower advantage here. I'm gonna go in here and stop Erlang Shen's back. Just gonna give him a little basic attack, dash on out of there, and then I'll stop Primus back, just because you're not gonna be able to back there. And meanwhile, because they're lazy backing here, we're actually getting a lot of damage from mid tower. We're getting the speed buff, we're getting all these smalls in right now, so it's really good for us. Freya decides to stay. I'm also kind of lazy backing, but it doesn't really matter. If I have Freya right here, that's fine for us. She doesn't really have kill potential on me right now with her current state of mana and stuff. Of course, that's a Freya, so she can get mana back really fast, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clear the wave. Let Freya back this time. I definitely want to back out as well. Remember, I'm a bit fast out of base, so I'll probably still be later around gold than she will, but it's a-okay. You see how the gold and the XP definitely climbs towards us now. We just got a really big fight of the turnaround here, and we feel confident that we're getting closer to that late game spike. We want probably around like 25-30 minutes is when we really start winning the game, when we get our items online. But right now we can definitely still fight into them. I got my stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get Spirit Robe, and I'm actually gonna build so much crowd control reduction. I'm overcapping so hard, but I'll sell my items. I'll try and talk you through my item decisions in this game, because it's kind of weird. Sovereignty for the physical defense, right? Spirit Robe just to get that extra mitigation, because you see what they're trying to do is fight is just to blow me up. And if I can get in a spot where they can't blow me out, that's just super good for me. So we're just waiting right now until gold 3 spawns. Go ahead and grab my pink buff. Like, there's just a lot of chilling. Yeah, everyone's being kind of cautious, trying to get walls up around the gold free. So we're gonna push out the wave now. We know gold is spawning. Like all the teams here just really paying attention to gold, making sure that no one gets it while the other one is not paying attention. So people are gonna get in their last backs. We have really poor ward vision around gold right here. Actually, Obey definitely wins the ward vision. We kind of have some weird wards. We do have the ward on gold though, but they have the better vision around gold, so they definitely know where we are. We see Sobek rotating in mid here and dash out, so we're just waiting for Maniac while we're pushing up and left. So the goal of this fight should be to like try and get to the backline and like new ult, and then I'll ult the backline. They're gonna use their ults and relics, and then adapting can clean up. Meanwhile, we should be able to not die in our backline because we have guards with so high like survivability. You see, like we have a Chernobog right. He dashes into the wall, he flies out. Nuwa can hide in a fox. She has her ult. Changa has her immunity. We have a really slippery comp, I'd say. And our goal is just to try and kill that backline. We can also kill the front line, but it definitely should be the backline that should be the focus. So they could go gold right now, although we have pretty decent wards here. You see the 3D wards. Actually, not a ward on gold, but it's okay. They pull the gold right here. I'm gonna run back and check it. I'm gonna call, okay boys, they're in gold. Bam, they're doing it right here. I'm just calling out the percentages again. Expecting to get whooped. I'm gonna get whooped, take a bit of damage, but see, I actually don't really take too much damage. That's only 500. I can just heal that up with swapping stance real fast. And bam, full health again with the Changa heal as well. So really got topped off. Athena ults back in, probably with a new item or something. Let's see here. Yeah, she got full Lonely Hunter, so Athena is definitely more tanky than I am right now. However, I doubt that they'll be able to blow me up in a taunt, so I'm still in a pretty good spot right here. And this is just a dancing that really happens around the gold, but we're actually able to farm a lot better than them. Doing this, you can see how the XP difference is getting more and more strong in our favor, just because we're farming a bit better while we're dancing around this gold fury. I see Sobek here. I'm just popping my 2 there, expecting me to pull me. And right here, I'm just gonna ult the Freya because I see she's out of position. She won't actually use her relics there, so it's kind of weird. Get the Freya super low right here. We use the new ult. She's gonna have to egg with that and get a lot of damage off. My focus right here is just trying to get Yaman out. You see, I see Yaman's out of position, so I just run through him. Try and stay with Yaman here. Pop my shell. Go on the Ram here. They actually win this fight super hard. They're getting super poked out. Sobek barely gets out. He gets super lucky. Trick dashes through. Rafa is in a bad spot, but no one dies. Although we have the healer, we have the better sustain, and you can see we're just able to heal up during that whole fight. I'm able to heal up, and we can actually go ahead and probably grab gold free from this, just because we have this superior sustain. So we're gonna go ahead and start this up to see how they're around. Do it. And I'm just trying to secure it. We barely get gold. We get really lucky. Then Erlang dies in the backline. Right here I'm doing some superb body blocking from Maniac, so he can get out right there. You saw how we were zoning. And right now, well, we want to chase. I'm calling, yo guys, I have 10 seconds of ult. We know that they don't have relics up, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on the Ram. But then Freya actually gets isolated on the left there. She steps for more basic attacks. She should not have done that. We get the silence off, so she can't whoop, and we actually get that. Mr. Kenneth gets a kill on Rafa in mid, so I'm calling, yo guys, back, we can do fire. So we're gonna go back, run up to FG, get my spirit rope full, get some walls. Also my second relic of Corkin is gonna be sprint, because you want a sprint and a shell. A double shell against this combo is really good. That's why Maniac got a shell as well. So right here, right, my goal should be to try and figure out when the Ram is gonna snipe, and then we run a reset fire. So we're just around, just cleared out the Sobek, gonna start poking him out. I'll just ult here. We hear Ram is sniping, so we're calling stop DPS, so we don't damage it, and then we're gonna burst it before they get in. We actually get it. We're gonna go ahead and grab the Pyromancer as well. So we get the gold, we get the Pyromancer, now we're definitely in the lead. So a few mistakes from Obey, we just take the lead, and now we are pretty good to go. You see Nuwa is getting like fed as well. With New World and Chernobog the Erlang, try and kill him because we know he's on a red buff, but he's gonna be able to just escape. I believe Yaman said he barely like missed his 1 and 2. He was out of range. That would have been a kill. Super unfortunate, but that meant we could have gotten some towers. But we're gonna keep on pushing here. We did just expend 2 of our ults and 2 before that, right? The Amy and the Chang'e ult. So push up the waves here. Our goal right now should really just be to get all the towers. We don't really want to push Phoenixes quite yet. It's not the upgraded FD. We just want to take all the gold out of the map, right? Like there's so much farm on the map and we really want to take that away. So I'd assume we want to go left right here. The possibility of me split pushing mid is there just because I have so high rotation speed. And you can see I'm just going to go ahead and grab the mid wave right here. And Obey is actually split pushing. They're kind of hesitant though. See, they're actually like backing, they're not backing, then backing, they're not backing. They definitely want to trade the towers, but we get the tier 2. I'm pushing up mid. We know that there are people in right, so we can just go ahead and grab this as well. They start pushing up left. And right now, because the feed is not here, they call this, let's try and force out Athena ult. We block the Sobek. And Sobek ult, Athena ult. And now we're in a super good spot, right? Because that 2 of the really, like, ults down. And that's just Sail being a bit out of position and we can start pushing in here. So the goal this fight should be to Numo ult, and I'll just try and Amaterasu ult the backline, because if we do that, I can actually almost kill them with a new ult, because Numo is just insane. So that's what you're gonna see. Then we're gonna try and clean up while that happens, and if they don't really have the carries, right, like I don't think Soberg, Erlang and Freya can kill someone. So right here I go in, and look how low they all get all the carries. They all have to dash out, they use a lot on me. All carries are just getting Phoenix, they're absolutely safe. Unfortunately Adapting dies, but we're still gonna be able to get the Phoenix here. I pop my sprint and we're gonna dash on out of there. So it's alright, Adapting dies, we get a Phoenix. We probably shouldn't really have gotten the Phoenix, but because they used ults before that fight, remember the Sober got a Phoenix ult, that means we can actually push for it, and yeah, it's pretty good. Now it's just chilling, really, just waiting for Adapting to spawn, and then we're gonna go ahead and push up the middle lane. Item wise here, I'm gonna decide to get Spectral Armor, and I decided to get Spectral Armor because Ataraxia is actually building crit, and Spectral Armor is just insane. So I'm at 80% CCR right now. I know this is not good or not effective, but I'm willing to sacrifice that to actually get these super strong items into that team, and I should be pretty unkillable right now. My goal is just to sit on the Ram and the Freya to zone them in the fights, and yeah, we're pushing mid now. We see Athena is left, Raph is just doing Raph things, trying to be annoying, but you know, you kind of get over that. Push in mid here, he's not around at all, and I think this is really sad for them, because like now he won't have that damage mitigation, which he honestly could use on the backline. So he taunts right here, and again we just do the new ult. I go on the Ram, swap the ult right there to the Freya. I'm almost gonna die here, but not really. We get a huge chunk of ult. We actually managed to get all of them super low. So we're gonna call to push. Okay, we're gonna call to fall back here. We probably could have pushed the Phoenix, but it would have been risky. Again, FD just fell off. We want to make sure we don't die before fire, because usually you can go for play like that if you have like 2 minutes, 1 minute left in the FD. Because what are they gonna do if you all die? They can't really end the game, it's too early. They might get a Phoenix worst case, but the most important thing is they won't get fire. So we're just gonna play it safe, get the gold, try and get the red buff right here. This is actually pretty risky. They have a ward on us. We didn't notice, so we were like, oh, let's wait for someone to walk in here, but they had a ward on us. They noticed. We're just waiting here, trying to bait someone in, but we get a D-ward, and luckily we see that they have it. Adapting actually just manages to get out right here, and now we just gotta run again. This is another time where the speed are so goddamn good, because you just managed to run out. So you're gonna run out, we're gonna reset, try and get to Fire Giant. So we're assuming that they're gonna try and rush FG right here, because they know we had to back, so I'm just gonna go on in there. Make sure they can't do that. They're pushing up around it, and they're actually gonna try and set up an ambush, so Mainek is gonna get pulled in. But the carries are gonna get isolated on the right side, which means that Freya will be kinda out of position right here, and I actually hit Ram with my ult right here as well. This is still a pretty good fight, I'd say. We're gonna get a really big new ult. That's Shell down. Shell is good against Numa. Sobek's out of position, he's gonna die. And we can kind of just chase them in right here. We get the ult, but we're gonna back off, fall back to Pyromancer. I believe the call right now should be to do Pyromancer back into FD. But just because there's Titan pushing into the room and we have deep wards, we see that Rama's not around. We have the ward on the speed buff, realize they're giving up FD, and pretty much get it for free. So we go ahead, grab the FD for free. And yeah, I mean, I'll take it. Damn. So now right here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get a full Mantle of Discord, still my Guardian's Blessing for that. And now I have Mantle, just Mantle to be even more tanky, right? I just want pure tankiness this game, and that's what I'm going for. So I realize I'm a bit of a lack of health right now. I decide to back here for... Oh, okay, I'm just gonna speed boost jam and more than anything. The taxis here. So we want to go ahead and push mid and left up right here. We have a lot of time on FG. Again, you're going to see the same thing. We know the shell is down this time. So I'm going to try and Amaterasu hold in on the back line. And hopefully off that we can get a few kills. At least get the carries so low that they actually can't do anything. It's a super strong combo. Like when you can go in as a Guardian and just kind of kill the carries with a new ult. So it's very few situations where Nua and Amaterasu are actually good together. And this was one of the games where it's going to work out. So pretty happy about that. Some more coasting. You see, we're just chilling here, waiting for the right moment to go in. Although we do know that the shell is kind of coming up soon. So what you're gonna see is you're just gonna see a new ult, and I'm just gonna go for the backline straight away and try and look how much damage. I'm gonna dash in right here, close the distance, go on the Ram, hit the Ram again, see how much damage he takes. Ram is like barely dead here, just from my ult and new ult. The fight's gonna continue and we just take the Phoenix for free because they can't defend the Phoenix. They have no threat to your carries whatsoever if Ram and Freya can't ult them. So we grab it for free. We do use 2 ults there, but we get the Phoenix for it, so it's definitely worth it. So now we probably want to wait until we have our ults up again before we push, which is the kind of awkward thing about this. You gotta do it very slow and methodically, and you gotta wait for the new ult, you gotta wait for the Amaterasu ult to be up again. You can't really like overdo this or spam this. So we're just pushing in. I think more than anything right here, we're just trying to bait them to go on us. Maybe I'll eat a lot of damage and we'll get a few ults and something like that, but my ult's coming up relatively soon, so you have like 10 seconds of ult here. I'm just playing up, waiting out a taunt. I'm actually gonna get taunted, get a huge Changa ult there. They're on a backline, so I'm just instantly going to my backline, trying to make sure they're safe right here. And we get out, Sobek is like 1 hit. I'm gonna ult the Freya here. She's gonna be like 1 hit here. She's barely gonna go out, but again, we're not killing anyone, but we're forcing them out, so we just keep getting the Phoenixes, and this is just what we want. So now we're gonna try and get on out of here. We're gonna go for the red buff. Just make sure everyone groups up here. Go for the red buff, take it, go to gold, probably. Right, we should definitely do gold right here. Okay, item wise now, I'm gonna go ahead and, gonna see it here. I'm gonna go ahead and sell my boots, I think, first. No, okay, I'm gonna sell my Oni's Hunter Scarf, and then I'm gonna get a Hardwater Amulet, and then I'm gonna go on out of there. We're gonna try and get gold free right now. Bay is still not full built, so we definitely want to do that. We want to set up for the next Fire Giant. There's no real reason for us to push the last thing quite yet, because we only have like 60 seconds left on FG. And if we get there in time, by the minute we'll get there, we'll have like 20 seconds left. And if we lose that fight again, like they can't end the game, but they can get fire. And then we just kind of through, because they can get the Phoenix set up, then the game goes back to even, and they can start pressuring us. So we just want to play it safe. Push up the wave a bit here, but more than anything, we're just getting ready for FG. So you just see us coasting. Oh, we're actually gonna push. I didn't think we push here. This is a bit risky, definitely. I don't think this is the right play. I definitely think we wanna back out, but I guess because we see Athena on left, we're gonna take it. We get the new ult. I'm just gonna ult the Ram and the Freya in the back. So we're actually gonna get the Phoenix here, but I'm pretty dead this time around. So rest in peace, EmilZy. We get the Phoenix though. We have 3 Phoenixes down right now. We realized that they could possibly do fire right here, but they have 3 Phoenixes down, so they need to defend. So let's see how this works out. We're around FG. We realized that they might just want to go for this, so we're just chilling around here. You see Suket in mid, adapting, scouting out. I'm like, okay guys, I'll be up relatively soon. The time was bugged, by the way, because that's when you fast forward. I'll be up relatively fast, so let's just wait for that. FG spawns right here. There's probably like around, I guess like 15 seconds left on my respawn. They ult in right here, but we see Athena's left. She's gonna ult over. And they're gonna chase down here. They're gonna try and get the kills. Get a huge chunk of ult. Nate actually beats that as well, so that's really good. And adapting is like, well, I'm just gonna go for the end, right? Because like there's so many fire waves, so they realize, okay, fuck this, we can't do fire. There's absolutely no way. We have to defend our Phoenix. It's really good play by adapting. The left Phoenix is gonna fall as well. Obey don't get what they look for. I respect the play from Obey. That's definitely the play you want to make in that scenario. I go ahead myself and go to purple buff, because I'm like, okay, they're not going to contest this FD. We see them all in base clearing minions, so that's fine. But then they're never gonna, like, if you don't make that play, you're just gonna let us have FD for free another time. So I really think it's okay for them to look for pick, because if they get the pick there, they're gonna get Fire Giant and we'll get the Phoenixes up. But it ends up not working out for them, and we're gonna do one final back. Also, I sold my boots for travelers, and then I'll actually get the Bulwark of Hope instead of a Hardwood Amulet, just because I feel like I need a bit more selfish protection. So I'm actually still overcapping CCR, but I think I'm landing up on a pretty good build right now. I have a good amount of health, really good protections, as you guys can see. I won't really die to anything with the Lotus Crown as well. I have like 218 protections, which is kind of insane. Same recipe here as all the other fights. We just want to go in, try and go on the carriers, but actually Rama gets caught right there with the New World, the Chernobyl Gold. We cut them out of position. Yaman is just fine. Chernobyl's still ult in, and we're just gonna go on Ram. He's gonna die. Again, he had to use his beats last time he got Changoled, so he won't have his beats up, so that kind of loses them the game. Now we're in a 4v5 scenario. Athena's just like split pushing, I don't know, doing Rapper things, and we're like, okay, let's just end this game. Let's just wait for the next 5 waves. We have 50 seconds. There's no need to rush it. We can just chill here. And we're gonna go in here. I'm like selling Maniac. I'll use my shell first. That's it for that. But actually what's gonna happen is they're gonna get the engage on us. We're definitely too hesitant here. And they're gonna go straight on the Yaman that just had to use both his relics. So Yaman is in trouble right here. He's gonna take the full cervical damage and he'll actually die. I was a bit worried here, but we managed to kill the Captain's Trick, and like, okay guys, we can just end the game right now. There's minions in here, let's just go. And I'm like, okay, I'll just block Freya basics, you guys can end the game. You can see Freya's like barely doing any damage here. And we grab the Titan, we grab the W. Bam. Not even close. Pretty good game. Pretty good game.
I shall return twice as strong.
A bit of taunting from adapting now, but pretty good game. Pretty good game, not gonna lie. Definitely a rough early game. They just kind of snowballed that really well, but we managed to make the comeback play. The fight around gold was really hard, but you're all friendly boys. Don't worry about it. And yeah, this is again the post-game stats. In case anyone's wondering, you can pause it here if you want to look at it any further. Maniac or Prime has 14 wards, by the way, on a more overage blocking. And then we have the builds and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it for episode 5 now of In Hindsight. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. And until next time, everyone, peace out.